Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, everyone. So, I have decided that I will, in fact, make a separate channel for Quran Reflections because while Ramadan Reflections and Quran Reflections overlap, I do not want to be limited by that overlapping to reflect on the Quran because it is something I'm very passionate about. And before I get into why that is, I would like to just say that just like the other channel, what I neglected to mention in the intro of the other channel actually is that I'm kind of doing a non-stop, non-edit kind of take kind of thing when I do these. Kind of like the diary thing that I mentioned, like this kind of like diaries. So I'm not saying that I'm posting the first take and the first thing that comes in my mind, like I try to take the good take, but I don't edit what I'm saying. I kind of talk from my heart. So that's something to note, I think. And I will not be posting every day. I'm gonna try to, for sure. But we're just gonna post things and see how it goes. So that's basically it. So let me, since this is an intro, might as well describe why I personally really want to do this and believe in this. It is very simply, yes, that I believe in this. I believe there is nothing more therapeutic and transformative in this whole universe than reading, listening, reflecting, and understanding the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And, you think about it, a lot of us grew up, the Quran for us was just this thing that we had to read. It was just like a book, and we read it. And we tried to get good points, and we tried to read it often. And Ramadan came, and we wanted to finish it beginning to end because it's Ramadan, and that's when it happened, and that's when it came down. But we never really, at least in my case, and maybe many other people's cases, we never actually really processed the idea that this is the words of Allah Himself. It's not this old book that was just written and given to us and been forced to read. It is literally the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And saying that, it reminds me of, by reminds me, I say this is the connection that I make, because I say something, the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but who is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? We are put here on this earth, and so many of us, especially these days, have all these existential questions. Why am I here? What was my purpose? Why did Allah create me? Why am I here? What am I doing in my life? What am I supposed to do, rather? And we don't even realize, that there are answers to these things. And that the perfect Lord who created us and fashioned us and took the time to do that, He really took the time to do that, perfect us. He literally molded us with His very own hands and developed us in the womb, molecule by molecule. Gave us the unique creation that we are. And gave us a big purpose. There was no other creature that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made that was meant to be the caretaker of this earth. We were meant to do that and to cultivate it. And of course, before that, we were made to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which I believe, and this is kind of related to Quran Reflections, that the reason that this is one of our purposes is because it allows us to fulfill the other purposes, that connecting with Allah and His words and Him, just, connect, completely just really worshipping Him is the key for us to live the best of our lives and really fulfill our potentials as human beings. So He did all of that, and yet we sometimes feel like he threw us in here blind. Like there was no purpose, like we were just meant to question, but no. There are lots of answers. There was a direct connection to him. We literally have a direct connection to him right in our hands, right in the palm of our hands, right next to us in that drawer or on that shelf or wherever it is that we put the words of Allah. It's literally right there. And of course the religion is Quran and Sunnah, and it's completed with both, but do we ever really take the time to fathom that these are the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? And actually try to have a conversation with him based on that. I cannot imagine the amount of times where I was trying to talk to God and I opened the Quran trying to find his response, and I do. It's actually insane. So how could reflecting on the words of the one who sent us here himself and gave us a purpose not transform us, not connect us to ourselves? I'm talking about Quran Reflections. I truly love this ayah. فَنَسُوا اللَّهَ فَأَنْسَاهُمْ أَنفُسَهُمْ. They forgot God, so they forgot themselves. It's not the other way around. Forgetting God is forgetting ourselves, because He's the one that brought us here. He's the one that made us. And the only way we ever understand what ourselves are and really live up to ourselves is if we connect to Him and connect to His guidance. He gave us the means to live the best life that we could ever live and do everything that we were meant to do. But we just kind of need to understand it. So this is why Quran Reflections is a huge passion of mine, because I truly, truly believe that with all my heart, and I've seen it. Healing and transforming. And really, really allowing us to be everything that we are as human beings. So here's hoping that my journey with this Ramadan will help you too, and will encourage you to do the same. And I think there's nothing else. And and to allow us all to realize the importance of this and help to apply it throughout the year. And and Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh once more.